Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia, and today we are playing a new game on the channel in Romance of the Three Kingdoms 14. Now, for most fans of Three Kingdoms games, the ROTK franchise has been a mainstay in this particular genre ever since the late 1980s, and it was definitely a franchise that I played growing up. Recently, I got the chance to revisit ROTK 8 Remake here on the channel, and as someone who has never played any of the modern installments after 11, I'm very excited to now try 14, which is the latest installment right now that came out back in 2020. I also want to take this opportunity to thank the developers for providing this copy of the game to me for free, and I look forward to working with them on their upcoming titles next year with both Dynasty Warrior Origins DLC and Dynasty Warrior 3's Remastered. So with all that said, let's hop into a new game here and kind of learn to play together, as while I am a veteran of the ROTK franchise, each version of the game does take quite different approaches to the same core concepts, and as I haven't played any of the newer installments after 11, there might be a small learning curve here when it comes to this particular title. And for our very first campaign with the game, we're going to hop over to the 207 start, the 3 visits, and be playing as Liu Bei on this start. So there's plenty of scenarios with different start date, and we are playing this one because I think this is the best one to trigger historical events and get Liu Bei to the proper setup in Shu and have the 3 kingdoms setup. These are options to add original characters into the game. We don't have to do anything here. And we pick our faction now. So these are all the playable factions for this particular start. There's some definitely interesting options here. But like I said, we're going to stick with Liu Bei. Because I think for most of the start, Liu Bei is the most difficult one to get to the proper historical position. So playing as him would help us out a lot here. He is quite difficult on this start. As you can see, there's 4 stars. And our main goal early on is to get Zhuge Liang to join us. We're missing our strategist. And with all the historical events, our main goal is to try to trigger all of them as we go along. That's always been a strong point of the ROTK franchise. They do give you all the different scenario requirements to trigger a historical event and move the game along in directions that you're looking for. Now, historical background here, we are in 207. Cao Cao has just conquered the north, wiped out the Yuan clan, including the Sons, and he now becomes the strongest faction on the map, and he's about to attack us, and we do kind of border him. Now, there are some empty land around us, but it'll be quickly conquered by Cao Cao's forces, and we are just a guest of Liu Biao, as he has given us a piece of the northern Jin province to help him defend. We are the buffer state between Liu Biao and Cao Cao. And as Cao Cao turns his eyes on the Jin province, we are going to be that first faction to get attacked, and we have to defend and stay here so that we can do our 3 visits, as this is the title of this scenario, and we'll try to get Zhuge Liang to join us. We have 1 city at the start, very low troop count for what we are going to be facing. Supply is okay, because we're not really moving out to attack, so supply is not really going to become a factor. And we have 7,000 gold, which should be enough. We just have to be careful how we want to spend that. And then geographic advantages, I believe, is something that's added in 14. When you own enough piece of a province, you get a geographic advantage of that province. And we currently obviously don't have any because we don't have a whole province. We have just 1 city. Our rank is actually decent. Regional governor. It should allow us to get control of at least one of our officers, which will be quite important. If we take a look at our retainers, we have quite a few. We are the ruler. This is our troop count limit. Then obviously we get our 2 brothers in Guan Yu and Zhang Fei, our 2 sworn brothers. And then Zhao Yun is also here with us. We also have Guan Ping, which according to the romance version would be Guan Yu's adopted son, historically his actual son. The difference is because in the novel, they wanted Guan Ping to be involved in more of the fighting, when historically Guan Ping was born quite late. Guan Yu didn't have a son, definitely until like 196, 197. because it was recorded that during the siege of Xiapi, Guan Yu wanted Lady Du because he complained that his current wife was not giving him sons. So from that clue, we know Guan Yu didn't have his firstborn until at least after 196. So by 207, even if Guanping was born right after, he would just be 10 years old. So he would be just too young. Therefore, the novel wanted to include this character, so they had him as a sort of adopted son. Chen Dao, Liu Feng, Liu Bei's adopted son, historical and in romance. We have the Mi clan with us. Hu Ban, so people who will eventually work with us. No idea what happened to audio there. Xu Shu, who's our current advisor, but he will be leaving us via a historical event that we can choose to trigger or not trigger. But I think for the purpose of this particular campaign, we're going to try to hit every single historical event. So we will let him go, and we'll talk about it when we have that event pop up. Sun Qian, our secretary. Mi Zhu from the Mi clan. Mi Shi, our the sister of Mi Zhu, who's going to be our concubine. And then Gan Shi, who's technically our wife right now. Xia Hou Shi. Oh, they have Xia Hou Shi in here already. So this is Zhang Fei's wife. This is related to Xia Hou Yuan, got kidnapped and became Zhang Fei's wife. There's a lot more stats that even I'm not super familiar with. There's a lot of formations, which actually matter quite a bit in this particular version of the game. And then tactics that we can use. When I mentioned we can control at least one of our officers, basically means we can control the tactic usage. We'll talk about how it's different from like ROTK 8 Remake for those who have only seen that on my channel. And then these policies, everyone has their traits, including some unique trait for unique generals. I do wish they let us like actually see the effects here when we hover. I guess we have to pop in here to see the actual abilities. So like duelists, we can trigger more duels. This will be our saving grace. I think trying to get some duels will be how we defeat bigger armies early on. And then Divine General should be his unique ability here, or I guess trait. Assault and defensive unit of your force other than your own unit within a certain range is increased. So fight together. We'll talk about how the battles actually work out. Specialty items for him. The Blue Dragon Blade. Consider a scimitar. Weird localization choice. And then we have red hair. I mean, why can't it be Glaive? Anyways. We have a lot of really good characters, and they're really going to carry us. So let's not waste any time here. Let's select Liu Bei. There's a bunch of settings we can do. I'm going to keep everything default for this very first Let's Play. I don't think I'm experienced enough with the game to go and tackle the veteran and extreme. So I think we'll just keep everything as default. You can obviously change a lot of different elements of the game. We'll also keep suggestions on. And then you can change how much tactical damage happens for the tactics that you can trigger. The effect of neighboring effect, you can make them even stronger, but I guess we're just gonna let the default carry us through. And let's go into game. I have the text as English, but the voice as Chinese.
曹操击败袁谭、袁尚，取得华北，继而把目标转向江南，开始准备
They misspelled it. They missed a G. 江南。
针对于此，荆州的刘表命令客将刘备驻屯新野。
Yeah, sadly, there's a lot of localization errors, especially in English for the ROTK franchise.
整顿军备的同时，也在寻觅着 对抗曹操的军师。
We're looking for a tactician. I wonder who we're waiting for.
猛将如云，却毫无
Got our sworn brothers. That will be Zhao Yun.
他急需出谋
And that will be 诸葛亮. Our sleeping dragon awaits.
另一方面，在江东，孙权继承了孙策的基业，广肇文武能臣，逐步稳固了地位。其中，以周瑜训练的水军为代表，实力超群，长江一带无人能敌。
Changjiang is the Pinyin version of Yangtze.
汉建安12年，大战 一触即发。
Alrighty, we're loading into the game. All the factions are loaded in, and our visor, Xu Shu. Let's see what he has to say. Our army's objective, survive. Actually, our final goal is to unify the entire land. And they're basically teaching us the basics. I have done the tutorial for this game, but it's actually not that great. So nearby core, each of these regions, let's say this one right here, you can see the slightly darker boundary. This city in the middle will be a core. Now technically this is not a city because only these walled ones are main cities, and then each city controls a set region, and they're like other cores, or I guess we can call them villages or towns, that kind of support each city. And they're all called cores in the middle. That's what you have to capture to take over the entire region. There are 17 provinces on the land. Each have their own geographic advantage, as I mentioned before. And our first goal is to take over the northern Jin province. So obviously, during that period, they didn't have 17 provinces. They had less, anywhere from 13. I guess it goes up depending on who divides existing provinces into smaller ones, which happen quite a bit. But here the game is just basically have some maps set up with 17 regions. And there's also 5 Outlander forces. Outlanders are basically nomadic. I guess technically nomadic's not a good term because they're also like Nanman forces in the southwest and Shangyue forces in the southeast. So they're just going to call them Outlander forces. And you can deal with them in different ways. You can appease them. You can destroy them if you want. Alright, this is sort of the interface we have to kind of deal with and kind of learn. If you have seen our previous ROTK 8 playthrough, you might notice that this is quite different, because in that playthrough, the map is more like a game of Risk, where you're playing kind of from the overview look, and you send armies into a region and they clash with local armies and they transport you to a battle, which then looks kind of like this with tiles, and then you battle out on the tiles. On 14, they kind of combine those elements together, where you just straight up battle on the map itself. And these color zones doesn't just represent territory, but also connection of supplies. So for example, if I send out an army from here, you can see the supporting towns that are giving us resources. And let's say I send out the army to Wuyin, then as they move outside of our territory, every tile they move through, they will paint it our color. And that's kind of the connection they have to our base or our main core. And if any other army walk over it, it will paint over that tile, and it will symbolize like a cutting off of supplies. And then if your army is sort of isolated, they start losing morale and become easier to get taken out. So there's a lot more strategic elements for this particular version of the game, which is actually kind of nice. Now we're facing off against a lot of enemies. You can see here, this is I guess this is a city. This is not a province. The provinces are bigger, but you can see the highlight of all the cores that support a main city. So Runan is the main city here, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sort of supporting towns. And they haven't conquered all of them yet, but they will. Essentially, the resources you get here will be added to Runan, and you get paid off of Runan. And we have Xuchang to our north. We have Van over here, and they will all send armies to attack us. The total number of troops over here is 2. So basically 2,000 is a group of unit they have already created that's coming out. So they're marching away from their city. The remaining city garrison is 26,000. 7,000 is coming out, might be coming at us right away. We don't really know. And then 15,000 behind. Over here, fortunately, Runan's a little bit weaker. It's a 5,000, 5,000 split, but still 10,000 troops in total here. And we just have 10,000. And we have to face off against all 3, probably simultaneously, which can get us into a lot of trouble. Fortunately, we do have some good terrain. You can see the map is also very interesting in the way it's designed. Let's say, for example, from Runan over to us, they have to go through this little mountain path. Of course, they can choose to scale the mountains, but it would slow them down quite a bit. And you can see there's effects of terrain on the bottom right. Whether it allows for fire attacks, you can see the little fire icon. The more circle means more likely, obviously in the woods, very, very likely. And then how difficult it is to move through that terrain. You can see it's very easy to move through highways. Double circle on the mobility icon. And on the mountain, it's very difficult. So basically it'll be very slow for them to move this way, but they might do it. And we have to kind of just play around with these factors and try to defend ourselves. Rivers are also kind of exaggerated. Obviously China doesn't really look like this, but they have to make it wider for gameplay purposes. And our ultimate goal is to trigger historical event as mentioned. So let's take a look at sanctions here. And they have a list of events here in the game that we can try to trigger. So the first one that will happen is actually Xu leaving us. Our one advisor / strategist will be gone after we reach turn 9. We can delay this by a bit if we want, but basically around this time, since all the other conditions are already fulfilled, you can see the requirement for these events to trigger. He must not be a sworn sibling or relative of Liu Bei, Cao Cao. Basically, from whatever perspective you're playing, if you're playing as Cao Cao, you can also trigger this event if all the conditions are satisfied. And obviously, these are things you can do to kind of stop this from happening. But it's for the player to control, right? If you're not playing as Cao Cao, you can't use this version. And since we're playing as Liu Bei, we do get access to this. Essentially, at this point, on turn 9, I'm going to trigger this and let him go. This is the one we're most looking forward to. We're trying to get the 3 visits started. Now, the 3 visits are 3 separate events. There's the beginning, the middle, and the conclusion. At this point, we will get Zhuge Liang. And that's going to be our first minor goal to get the game progressed. Doesn't mean we'll be safe at this point. You know, having an extra officer is not going to help our troop count facing off against that many enemy, but should be okay. Essentially, these are pretty easy to trigger. The only thing we're waiting for is the date and for like Zhuge Liang to not belong to any forces. So we're fine. That should auto trigger when that time comes. We have to make it to early January of 208. Right now, we're in early September of 207. Each end turn is 10 days, so each month is separated into 3 turns. And we gotta survive. So essentially after Xu leaves, we can summon Zhuge Liang, right? Because 9 turns is 3 months. September is over, October, November, December, 3 more turns. So we're looking at like turn 13 to start visiting Zhuge Liang. In the meantime, we have to kind of survive this onslaught. You can see the boundary for our particular region. We're missing 2 cores. Yuyang and Wuyin, they can provide resources here. You can see if we hover, we can see our income on the right side of the panel. We are not getting any troop income. They're basically gold income, supply income, and troop income. They're paid off at the start of every month. So every 3 turns, we'll get whatever income's here. And we can increase that by having more cores. That's going to be our first goal. So let's take a look at how we can do that. We have to march our unit out to capture these cores. They're currently unclaimed. And we select which officer to lead. So the main factor here is actually speed, right? We want to get there quickly. And what determines speed is the formation your troops are in. And the fastest speed is going to be on. So Liu Bei is the only one with this. That's fine. Let's set him up. Oh, I didn't select him. Let's set him up. You can see he has 3 formations available to him. And these do get a little bit complicated. You can see sort of the associated tactics with each formation, what they're good at. Like Goose is good for long range attack, but defense is going to be lower. You can see the stats of each formation. And enemies cannot be captured during the field battle. So we're staying in range and just shooting at them. When we engage an enemy officer, we can't capture them even if we defeat them. There's definitely a capture chance. So even if you are in a melee engagement, you might not capture them, but this guarantees that you cannot capture them. And then there are things like this right here, which shows how many tiles this formation will take up. once we give him 6,300 troop, instead of just taking up one tile, you have a fan shape. And technically this might be good at capturing a lot of land really quick, painting over existing land. So you gotta factor those things, and also points of contact when you're fighting enemies. But you can see this formation here, pretty slow. Maneuverability only 12. If we go over to Crane, this is a really good occupation formation because it let you have up to 5 width. So as you move up, you can grab a lot of land and paint over them. But the one I'm interested in is here, on. So not very wide, but very fast. 27. We are just going to give him 1,000 troops. And we're going to tell Liu Bei's army, so we can now tell him where to go on the map and how to go. You can have relay points to see how fast you can go. Now, of course, here, the straightest point's going to be fine. We're going to send him to Yuan right here. We're going to relay this. And then after he gets there, you can see how many days it will take him. So, and then have him come back to here. So he'll be gone for 2 turns, right? After 10 days is another turn. And then we're also going to just ask him to come back. So it'll spend 2 turns to get us both territories. And then only 1,000 troops. That's the minimum we can send out. And we're going to okay this. And this is one order. So if you notice, we started with 10. You start with 10 every turn. And you can have basically up to 10 command. That's going to give us all the regions we need for Xinye. When we go grab it, we are not going to get the whole territory right away. It'll be painted over if we walk someone over the whole place, or if we assign an officer to manage it, then we'll slowly increase its range I guess one ring per turn. But that's not going to be a priority. Now, the more painted it is, the more resource will get generated from that particular location. The reason why I say it's not that important is because it's going to come under attack. And when enemy armies move through, they will paint over existing tiles. So we're not going to have really good firm control. That's not our priority. Our priority is actually build up more troops. We have only 10,000 troops in total. We can't win against what they can throw at us if that's what we have. So we're going to have to go to domestic and start appointing some people to oversee the development of the area. So let's assign someone here. And we're looking for people with good increase to barrack. But actually, I'm going to go back real quick. Instead of us appointing this position, we're going to go into city government first. Now, city government can only be in cities. So those little villages around, they don't really have this option. And why this is important is because in the city government, you basically have a recruitment overseer who directly influence how many troops you have. The reason why we currently have 0 troop income is because we don't have a recruitment overseer. So it's very important for us to pick someone who's good here. Okay, so the summoner and the fact that there's a circle here, I think that's a special trait he has. I'm gonna take a look. Yeah, so when assigned as a recruitment overseer, troops are more likely to increase. So he has a specialty here. It will cost us 450 to put Liu Feng in charge per month, and he will increase our troop count by about 1,000 per month. And you can see the stats that's influencing this. If we switch it to someone just with high strength, let's say we're using Zhang Fei, it's less. So despite having more stats, because he doesn't have this summoner, he's actually not the best option. So we're going to let Liu Feng do it. And it's actually quite good because I want Zhang Fei, Guan Yu, and Zhao Yun to be our main officers that we send out with the troops to fight the enemy on the field. Right? We're not going to just sit here and let them come attack us. That's just not going to work. If they just crowd around us, we're going to die. The training overseer's job is to make our current troop have higher morale to fight. So this is also a pretty important position. And you can see the trait that can influence here is Drill Master. Both Guan Ping and Chen Dao has this, as well as Xu Shu, but Xu Shu is currently not available. He's also going to leave us pretty soon. let's say what Guanping can do. 300 per period. So period is turn, so this is like a 10-day cost, I think. But pretty good boost of morale, 80 to 96. If we look at Chengdao, same price and worse. So we're gonna let Guanping, the two adopted kids in romance, be our overseers. You can see here it will cost us 2 order, and we're gonna also pay the gold every turn, or every month for the recruitment, but every period for the training. 7 more orders. You can see there's a little pop-up icon. They want us to search the city. I think it's part of the suggestions here. Yeah, there's advice that give us. Yep, Ready did that. Ready did that. Yeah, we probably should assign a govern. We'll take a look at that soon, but not right now. Ah, that's what they want. Let's see, who is it? Chen Zhen currently is in Xinye. Someone we can recruit. Transporter, Minister, Debater. Doctrine is fame. That's what he care about. And then we can send, so basically, actually, we'll just do this and I'll explain what he's actually doing here. Might be a good, useful option for Minister. Okay. So he will go talk to him during the end turn, see if we can recruit him. You can see the queued up actions here. And then search is basically, we can look for more people to recruit here. It will also find items, sometimes find gold. This is a good default option for any leftover water we have. Specialties, looking at items we're currently carrying and maybe shifting them around. Zhao Yun has a White Dragon. Zhang Fei has a Serpent Blade. We actually know Guan Yu also has some items we saw earlier, but I don't think we can move those. What else do we have here? Reward, in case anyone's low loyalty. We have to pay, what, 200 gold, 1 order to get both of them fixed to 100. They're pretty high. I mean, Mi Feng obviously eventually betrays Guan Yu, but that's way down the line. And then banish it, exiling someone. Okay, so we're good there. Administration, yes, this is what I was talking about. So with Xu Shu in particular, he's our warlord. Warlord is like your advisor, right? You have one person being your warlord. You want the highest intelligence. I think every version of the game have someone like this. Prime Minister positions in ROTK E08, for example. But here we have Xu Shu. And everyone has sort of these assigned... I don't even know what the terms in the game for this is, but essentially they're like policies, right? He's boosting research terrain. So when we do things like traps on the map, falling rocks, firing platforms, and so forth, they get stronger by 5 levels. That's his ability. And then our policy, they're called policies, so we have the right term. We have a +3, level 3 for all domestic policies. You can see the effects basically right here, right? We unlock mountain river facilities. These are things we can build on the map because we have Xu Shu right here. And then Liu Bei's level 3 boost, basically a 3-level boost to increase recruits, increase development, public order, morale, and durability. And then we can assign other officers over here to contribute their doctrine. And then basically whatever policy, everyone has a policy. And then we can use that policy to boost effects. So like arrow formation becomes stronger. That's a really good one because I think we will be using arrow quite a bit. And the cost of this, you can have up to 30 costs right now. Now, as we rank up, the number of expansions, how many officers we can have, and the cost, they will go up. But right now we don't have that option right now. These I think we want Guan Yu and Zhang Fei here. We get a level 5 on feather for arrow. I think arrow is the one we'll be using quite a bit. And for Guan Yu, it's basically they produce the effect of all battle policies at level 2. So basically it'd be a 2 boost to everything. I don't think we want to specialize in too many things right now. I think we're just going to stick to arrow. I'll explain why later. Support. That might be good, but I don't know if this conflicts with. I don't think so. I don't think these positions are not going to influence the fact that he's currently an overseer. I don't think that matters. But this definitely helps later. We can look into that. He's ready picked. He's the current warlord. We're not doing foreign negotiations right now. Let's see. Speed of development 2 to area overseer. We are currently training, so this is useful. I mean, that's useful too. It's gonna okay, so the order cost might be something I gotta think about. This one's very useful. Use 3 of our orders here. Yeah, I think that's fine. They gotta get promoted eventually. And then this is basically people who are working in our court can suggest different things for us to do every turn. We have to pay gold to get these things done. Sometimes they're quite good, but right now I'm looking at nothing really. I think we just sent everyone else who's currently not doing anything to do search. We only have 1 city to search. And we can send, you know, as many officers as we can. What we can do is basically make sure that we don't send anyone who's currently working on as an overseer. And it'll automatically pick however many left we have. And that's it. That's all the orders we have this turn, and then we can end turn. And this is where every faction queued up their actions and start going at the same time. You can see Liu Bei's moving according to what we want. You can see the search. We found another officer to recruit. I believe Fu Tong is the guy who defended Liu Bei during Yiling and then got killed in the camp. So we found him. He doesn't want to come right away, but we can send people to ask for employment during our turn, just like what Guan Yu's doing right now. Guan Yu visits Chenjun. This one did not work. We'll keep trying. We can send someone. I can see they're all moving. And we can see what's coming after us pretty soon. Alright, so still want us to search. The expenses we have occurred. We didn't get any income because it's not the start of a month. So we gotta wait till turn 3 for that. Alright, so we'll try to grab both. I'm not in a rush to get them, so I'm not going to send multiple people after them. Based on charisma, I guess, as well as politics, let's give Jianyong a try. Guan Yu didn't exactly work out. It was a different person, but Guan Yu didn't work out. You can see now we are getting supplies from Yang, but we're not going to get everything from them. You can see on the bottom the Jason bonuses. It's missing a lot of tiles, and we can try to make that better. So we didn't have enough orders last time to get this through, but we want to point people to develop these areas. They're called area overseers, and you can see what they're currently doing. We don't want to use those guys. And then people who already send out. I probably want to build the barrack levels up, so it's something we want to boost strength. You can see how much we can get the barrack points up right here. But then we're also going to be sending them out pretty soon. So we might want someone who we're not going to really use. Yeah, that is a debate, actually. Nobody's coming back to us. Conquer land. Yeah, if we care about the bonuses... Intense a +6. Agricultural boost. Not exactly what we want. Zhao Yun. I want him to fight. Wen Ping is training. Liu Feng is training. We don't really have a great option. I'm gonna send Chen Dao over here. Gonna have him boost barrack levels for us here so that we get more troop income from here in the future. Basically, you need to slowly build it to 100 to get the next level boost. And the Conquer Land should help us, he should help us grow out the ring as we conquer it. I'm gonna use Guan Yu here. Faster to get the barrack up. Actually, we can just probably let them auto it. Yeah, it's gonna be those three. That's fine. They can come out and battle later. 4 orders left. I think that's pretty much it. Maybe we squeeze in another one of these with the action, have 3 search. I want this. And then we go with just 3. Oh, we can check the suggestions. Anyone have anything good? Pay 400 gold to get more soldiers trained. That is very important for us. That's a good place to spend our gold. And immediately... Oh, it's a morale boost. Okay, I mean, we'll take that. Recruit officers, decrease enemy morale, get gold, raise morale. I think we're good. Then we have 2 orders left to do searches. We'll just do the auto search. And we can end. They're probably all grabbing land as well. I don't think they'll come straight for us with all these empty land in the middle. Ah, we found Shanghan Lun. So this is a book on medicine. Written during this period by a administrator in the south, actually. So not here, farther south. I think in Changsha. Life extension. Okay, so we get to live a little longer. Let's see if we can recruit them. There we go. Didn't like Guan Yu, but, you know, like Lady Mi. I don't blame him. You can see everyone's different formations on their right. And their troop counts. And they might be coming. There's more talent for us to look for? Okay. Alright, so Liu Bei is back. Let's see if we have any new suggestions. So basically we're paying gold. What is the current public order here in Yuyang? I think the 55 icon is, it's really low. So basically we can have bandit issues if that's the case. Let me, before I forget, appoint someone here. It could be Liu Bei, actually. Yeah, why not? Yeah, all that matter for us right now is get more troops, right? That's the main thing. So that's good. We'll do this at the end because we're basically setting every action that we don't need. I do think this is necessary because it was really low. If it's really low, we can trigger bandits, and we don't really have the energy to fight those as well. 200 to build more barracks. So basically this is a level up on the barrack. We get 13 points for 200 gold. Save us a turn, basically. Not too bad. That might be... I don't have really the golden resources to try to build relationship right now. And we're waiting for the night turn to get Shushu out of here. These might become useful later on. These are plots we can use against armies, against factions, but not something we need right now. I don't think I need to hand out titles. Loyalty is pretty good, and I don't really have the resources. So I think at this point we're happy with what we have. We're just going to do some searching. Looking at the armies real quick. This is Huangzu in Jiangxia over here. I hope they help us fight. Like maybe Cao Cao's armies would get greedy and try to pick up Yundu. Because this is not part of our region, this is part of Jiangxia. Maybe that'll trigger them to fight. They might even send some army to capture Shangyong. They haven't captured all of Van. They probably will do that. You can see they're moving to capture different cores. That might slow them down a little before they come after us. And we just try to build up as much as we can in the meantime. So let's do search. Let's just auto search it for everyone who's not doing anything. Go. And we can end. Did we find anything useful? Oh, Fu Ren is the one who died defending us, right? No. This is Shi Fu Ren. This is Mi Feng's. So Shi Fu Ren's also someone who betrays Guan Yu. I'm pretty sure Fu Tong. So Fu Tong is definitely the guy who protected Liu Bei at Yiling, who we recruited. Fu Ren or Shi Fu Ren, depending on both names are recorded historically, is someone who will end up surrendering to Lu Meng's army. So we straight up recruited him. Oh, we found gold. So yeah, searching, pretty profitable. We definitely want to search as much as we can. You can see they're expanding because we have an overseer there. And this is the third turn. So we are going to get that monthly income. We picked up 1,000 troops. And nothing major coming our way, which is good. I think we want to fill out our appointment since we do have some action, right? We have a couple more cost here. We have the arrow boost. I was thinking we throw Guan Yu in here. I want to take a look at fish. So in the future, we're not sending out army right now. This is going to be the army we're going to use. Right, these three right here. We are currently boosting arrow, I believe. Oh, are we boosting? I want to boost arrow. Let me take a look. Yeah, we're boosting the right one. We're boosting arrow. So the reason for that, well, first off, the three general I intend to use all have arrow formation. The key about arrow is that we get easy tactic activations, and it moves decently fast and has good attack. So what this means is these tactics abilities, which can be customized, you can pick which ones you want to use with your particular formation. For these three generals here, they have very strong tactics. Like Enemy of All is a really good ability. For those who have seen us play the Romance of Three Kingdom 8 remake, these are like the abilities you use in battle. Like Guan Yu's God of War is just like a massive damage on the enemy units. And we really want to try to use them as much as possible to even out the odds, right? You can slam down a very strong ability in most ROTK games and just deal massive damage in like AoE sometimes. And we just have a lot of tactics. Now, if we have people who don't have good tactics, then Fish is a better option, where you don't really trigger tactics, but your troops' assault and defense are just higher. So you can see the numbers will shift up here, right? Defense on this is like 700. Over here, you're only getting 470. This is how much damage we take when they attack us. Damage negation, basically. And then the assault numbers, right? Assault numbers massively high on arrow. Another reason for this is because we had those +5 points, right? So Zhang Fei's appointment here is giving us 5 levels on the effectiveness of arrow. And then we're gonna try to boost this even more with Guan Yu. So I believe with Guan Yu's appointment here, it will activate next turn. It should give us another 2-level boost on everything. It's not currently active, but we can see it next turn. We got 5 points left. What can we do? Cheaper training costs, I think, is definitely useful. Then we have 1 point. Kind of wanted this. Should we take this away? This is a 3-pointer. If we take this away, I can grab this and grab higher morale limit. That'd be the full 30. I think this is the play. And then appointments done, titles done. We actually maxed that out. City deployments are also good. We got everyone in their place. We have the recruiters going, getting about 1,000 troop per month. You can see the cost decrease has already happened, right? Instead of 300, this has gone down. This has gone up quite a bit, though. Might have something to do with how many troops we're actually summoning. Either way, oh, there's a merchant. We can sell supplies basically. We're not doing that though. We can like search for gold, right? That's a good option. Take a look at some of the suggestions we get. A bit faster for the barrack. Yeah, I think we do have the gold for this. Is this worth it though? Okay, how many? Like we have some new people. Furen. the two people who betrays Guan Yu in the Jin province have the loyalty problems. So if we do this, how much is it? 300, but it's 1 person per 100. So basically, it's not that expensive. Zhao Yun's proposal of feast feels worse. I'll pay the 300 here. Right, then we don't need the banquet. It's gone. Yeah, good. Yeah, we're good. I think everyone else... Everyone else can wait. Then they can just go search. I want to see if any troop actually... I mean, that's not a meaningful number of troops. Even if they move towards us, we're fine. But you can see how they're painting over the map. They're trying to get the maximum number. Because we have Overseer, it's growing. And depending on the Conquer Land stats, it grows a little bit faster or slower. Didn't have many successful... all 5 searches failed. The previous ones was pretty good, but gotta keep trying. It's most likely gonna fail. Getting him an enemy with the Outlander faction. Yeah, supposedly there's more talents, so we can definitely look for them. I got all the administration done. I think we just take a look at the suggestions. Basically, we pay gold for faster barrack construction. I'm down for that at this point. The other ones I'm not so interested in. And I actually think we just send everyone on search. Even though a lot of them are not recommended. Now, another option we have is we can send troops out to like maybe build defensive structures on the map. But what I'm worried about is that I don't know where the attack's going to come from. So like, unless I want to build like an arrow tower next to our base, which I don't want to fight around the base. I want to try to hit them when they come in. So we'll see what happens. Just going to wait here. Oh, Deng Zhi. Historically one of ours. Just a court official. Found some gold. Not that much. We'll take it though. Looks like they're going for Rindul. Maybe spark a war with Liu Bei. So it's not all on us. Our troop income 424. That's passive, and then the recruiter is giving us extra, but we're paying for it. Gold income's very low. Mainly because we're missing a lot of tiles. And development's really low. I mean, if we want a good gold, we can do the commerce boost, but right now I'm more concerned with the barrack development. I mean, eventually we're going to be running out of gold, so we got to watch out for that. But I think we're fine. Oh, recruitment. Right. Oh, dude, he straight up worked for us. Oh, we picked up Doncher. Okay, so it's not just we found him, we actually recruited him. Yep, court official. Not super famous, but obviously historically worked for us. I'm pretty sure Fu Tong died fighting in Yiling. Yep. Hosted Guan surrendered to Wu. Very minor. Alright, but it's nice to grab them. Alright, we see them not really approaching us yet, which gives us a little bit of free time. We are just going to enjoy that free time and just keep searching for hopefully some gold. Also wouldn't mind an item. We did find, ooh, lots of gold and a special tome. Look at that. Look at that. Should we go preemptively and kill off those units? Zhao Yan, okay. He was a director of officers when Cao Cao did grab control of the Jin province after Liu Bei's death and Liu Cong's surrender. Zhao Yan was in charge of the new divisions that were created in the Jin, using the Jin province troops. Zhang He is over here. Okay. Yeah, we can maybe look to cut them off and just wipe them here. I mean, we do have to go through some mountains, which slows us down, so I'm not sure if we can... But they're clearly going for this and then trying to go back. Maybe we don't let them do that. Oh, never mind. See these numbers? They just created a 19,000 army here coming out, and they just created a 1350 or 13,500 army coming out. And I'm pretty sure those numbers means they're coming our way. I might still have enough time to kill them first, though. Let me see the distance. If I march with Wang Yuzhao, Yun Zhangfei, let's say they all arrow, and we give each of them 3,000 troops. We can probably do 4,000 troops. Right? No one's defending home, but no one's attacking home right now. And then we tell them to go attack here. 8 days. It's one turn. We can reach there and cut them off in one turn. We outnumber them, and then we just basically return right after. And we will lose some troops, but hopefully we'll heal up. Oh, before we do that. I think this is definitely an option. Adjuncts. Adjuncts. So these are officers that we can assign to have their tactics be under our control. or else everything's sort of automated when you move. They collide, they just fight. It's a little bit different than like ROTK 8. Basically, we'll have full control of Guan Yu's tactics here. I should have done this a little bit earlier. No, I want to be the one telling him what tactic to use. He has some really good ones, so obviously we want to use that. They come down here. Probably be at least 2 turns, 3 turns. Terrain's not great here and here. There's a very narrow gap here. I think we go for it. Oh, do we want the ones default? Let's see. Probably just want the rely on strength options. This is Zhang Fei after all. This one might be an option. 76. Yeah, let's just do damage. Okay, that's a naval one. And we come after their... Let's go after drawing. I mean, we also cut them off, right? We can also cut off their supplies if we just go here. We'll collide with him, pretty sure. So basically, we're fast because we're using the road. I'll go here. I'm sure we'll collide with him before then. If not, we at least cut off his supplies. He's definitely going here. 10 days, 8 days. Let's just go here. And we can set things like what happens when we have contact. Do we attack or do we ignore? The reason why I can't ignore here is because certain generals in this group, Zhang Fei, just does not ignore enemies. He will fight. He will not, stop. And he will also not retreat. So we don't get those options if we have him selected. If we have just like, say, Guan Yu selected or Zhao Yun selected, then we can like alter some of these. I will let them pursue. And then after the existing command gives, I'll tell them to wait until for the next command. I think we just advance here. I think we'll get a clean contact with at least one of them. And basically we'll fight. And then we'll come back. Hopefully don't lose too many troops. Like we might lose a few, but acceptable. They won't come. See, we created an army of 12,000. Just like these icons here. They're all going to come at us. It will be pretty bad. That's pretty much it. I don't think we'll be doing anything else. Yeah, sure. We still have some money. We just found a bunch of gold last turn. What else did we find, actually? A special attack tome. We found like 1,000 gold total. Maybe a little less than 1,000, but close enough. Right now we have Shang Han Lun went to Liu Bei. What about the tome? Huh. Can I only give away stuff that I have? That's interesting. I don't know, actually. Not sure how that works, but let's send people back into... Wait, what is... Maybe the tome is to learn. Ah. It's not a specialty item. It's just a training menu where it can boost strength, I'm guessing. So let's just say I select him. He can learn a tactic. Oh, okay, okay. We'll use that in the future. Not right now. Search for more goodies. And let's see how this goes. So they're obviously, I'm anticipating them moving up, but then we cut them off right here. You can see that's where their supply be choked off. They're moving together. And we might bump into Zhao Yan, who's going to hit that point. Oh no, we're going to be good. Contact with enemy. Tactics are used automatically unless we have control going in 30 days. Because of that contact, we weren't able to finish our move because 10 days is up. So we gotta hurry. But we wiped out Giant very quickly. One use of charge and he just died. So we got 3 armies coming down this way. Xu Xiu. One way. Xiahou Dun's the main one. Ooh, that's a giant group. Cao Ren, 14k. Li Dian with 5,000. Now the key here, his formation, he's siege weapon. We do not want him to get close to our city. So that's our first target. We got to get rid of Li Dian. This... we'll see what we can do. Okay, so because we didn't reach our point, we can actually give different actions now to each individual unit. So we're going to cut off his supply. This might be quicker. I guess we can capture it. I'm anticipating him going... we're just gonna issue the attack command. See, Zhang Fei is the one with the restrictions. Terrain's bad, so they're trying to use the lower terrain. But I kind of want to go together, if you know what I mean. I want to make sure we have adjacency bonuses. It's about 3 width. I wonder if I can see the day projections here. But we should be fine. I like the commands we gave. Yeah. And then they gotta hurry up and come back after that. We're in mid-November. We get one more burst of troops. So we're probably looking at like 13,000. It's probably just this group going out again, though. Morale? Yeah, I mean... 900 though. It's kind of expensive. Not really what I'm looking at or looking for. Looks like we found some more gold. We did. Okay. We're just gonna search. And then hopefully have them wipe out Zhang He and hurry back up. I'm not gonna give them a retreat command, it's gonna be fine. We'll get back in a day, I think. Or 1 turn. 10 days. Cut off his supplies for someone. There we go. He's isolated. He did do a good damage on us. He used a tactic on us and hit us for pretty high. We've been enemies. Come on, Zhang Fei, hop into the action. Oh, we got a duel. I'm pretty sure we win this. It's a kind of a waste here. Now, I believe duels in 14 is just straight up the strength factor. They just play it. There's no card play like in 8. Yeah, there's nothing for me to control. We just basically watch. It's dice rolls every turn. Easy peasy. And if he loses, his whole unit gets wiped. Doesn't matter how much troop he has. So, against big stacks, if we're able to get a duel triggered, that would be great. Okay. We're not going to really defend this, but we want to stop this group. So if we can...
有事吗？ 交给我吧，别戳了。好嘞，遵命。定不如命。
We're going to go back and then summon them again to come out and fight, so that they get a little bit more troops. Because I do think we get a burst of troop next turn as well. I don't think he can get here in a turn. Anything we can do to stop him right now? Any proposal? Not morale. Burn Radiance unit at 55%. I might do this. 500 gold for 55%. I'll do it. So we spend 1,000 for 255% rolls. Let's do it. Sure, and we'll continue doing this. Also curious if we found more gold. A little here, another surprise attack tome. Okay, good. So basically this teaches surprise attack to someone, I'm guessing. Dual destruction, that's a little late for that. To get him to start a war in the north, that's really not going to happen. I don't think he can dash here before we can dash back, because if he can play siege down our city and take it out and we just lose. That would be most unfortunate. I don't think that would happen. Alright, let's go. Get back home. Fire failed? Ah. 1,000 down the drain. Alright, captured. Okay, good. A little bit delayed here, was a little bit deeper. This is the turn we say goodbye to Xu Shu. We'll do it. We'll trigger all the historical ones as soon as they pop up, basically. Let's go by number. Oh, Liu Bei. Xu Shu did not look well. What happened? Sorry for the abruptness, but I've come here to say goodbye to you, Liu Bei. And what is the meaning of all this? I actually just received a letter from my elder mother. She's feeling scared and worried living under Cao Cao. As her son, I have to go to her. Please forgive me. So this is the romance version of the story. Historically, a little bit different. Child wanting to help his mother cannot be denied. I will not stop you. Because filial piety. Don't worry about us. Go to your mother. What are you doing back here? The letter is fake. Huh. 忠孝. To be loyalty and filial piety, sometimes you cannot have both. See by a fake letter. Yeah, this is the romance version. This is not what happened historically. Basically, on the retreat from Xinye to Changban, the mother was with him, and then she was captured along the way. And that's when Xu Shu offered to go to his mom, and Liu Bei agreed. It was not a fake letter ploy. So we lost our warlord. We will appoint a new one of the highest intelligence possible, which will be Deng Zhi right now. His is a scheme for trickery. That is not a bonus that we care that much about. I am actually thinking we throw Guan Yu up here. Yeah, something like this. Of course, once we get Zhuge down, we'll have someone for that position. Now I'm looking at it. Do I not go back? Because we kind of need to fight this. Guan Yu is lagging behind though. I would like to be on the same page. Alright. We'll still do the enter and then we'll basically wait till next turn to come out. Hopefully fight this group. They'll take some time to take over Wing, and then if we can beat them, we can go back and fight them afterwards. But should be okay. This is a little bit more distracting than I wanted it to be. We also never touched Yundu, but that's fine because it's not going to give us anything. We don't own the city here, and it might spark them into fighting each other. Yeah, we didn't take any of this. It didn't work out for us last time, so we got a fire started, maybe would have been a lot better. Okay, they didn't make it very far. We can hit them next turn. Perfect. And we probably could have healed up some of those troops because not all of them were dead. Some of them were injured. But this is the troop count we're looking at. Pretty much the same army setup as before. And we're going to have ourselves a face-off here. We should have full control of Guan Yu's group. We'll give him a little bit extra troops here. And we'll go directly attack the siege weapon group. They will probably be stuck here fighting both for a bit. So I don't even think we need to do anything. Now we could consider changing the command to a fire attack. 9%? No, we're just going to straight up attack then. Alright, should be good. That's really all we can do. It's 12,000 against 19,000. But we have the better generals, and hopefully the active effects. I really want this to trigger Tauren. This will be really good. We'll pay. We've been finding some gold, which is good. These are not on us yet, so this is the only one. Hopefully that works out. Everyone else, go look for money. See, now we can connect which ability to use. It did not work. 1,500 down the drain. It's charging up, charging up, charging up. Easily wipe out Lydia, no problem. That's not the problem. The problem is this big army here. War God. Huh? Okay, cannot be used against him. We're fine, actually. We capture Lydia as well. This is actually working out very well. I don't know why we weren't able... do I need a second ring for that one? No, that shouldn't be the case. Yeah, they're splitting up. This is the biggest target that we were worried about. Because we're gaining up on him and we have good damage on the assault, he's actually not doing much back, and we should be fine here. I'm still a little curious to why I couldn't pull this off. But yeah, it's fine. It didn't really hurt us. This is a morale. I don't think we need that. Tauren's done. I don't think we need to worry about this. Decrease morale for 900. I think we're good. With this one wiped out, I'm not too worried about these. We're gonna get some troops, and then I might send some of the 1,000 just to recapture that real quick. I mean, this is pretty much our source of gold. Just little scraps here and there. It adds up. It adds up. Okay, so after we wipe him, which will probably happen this turn, I'm just curious to see if we need to... I mean, we're automatically going to attack. Do I retreat back, reorganize the army to go hit someone else? I think so. So I think what we do is, like, after we take the win, we just tell them to retreat, which tells them to go to the nearest city. And then we'll reorganize the attack on them, depending on where they end up being, because I don't want to predict where we're going right now. Yeah, so we're good. No need to do any command. Just change their default behavior. And let's go. I'm not going to use anything because I think we got him, yeah. We captured Haran as well. Retreat back, guys? Okay, they did not do what I wanted them to do. This is not what I want to see. He's trying to build a camp. I want all three of them. Is he using... What? Should we hit him first? He's building the camp. I kind of want to stop the camp. Our first visit. So it begins. Sima Hui. Missed the laughter from ROTK 8. Mr. Watermere. 水镜先生. Yeah, Watermere in Chinese. Lives in Longzhong on the outskirts of Xinye, the sleeping dragon. Obviously, our two sworn brothers not impressed. And we missed him on the first visit. Alright, so we send the order to attack. I will try to use the ability here for sure. I'm gonna send another march command. Liu Bei is gonna go with just 1,000 guys. Just quick capture, quick comeback, 6 days, in and out. Get this done.
将士们，出征了！
Oh, did all the appointment get canceled because I'm not? No, they're still there. So they are going to get the appointment bonus even they're on the field. Let's see. I guess we just look at the suggestions. No, I don't need the morale. We're fine. Win Qiao. Gonna pass on all those. Pretty confident we can take this on, especially after the army we wipe with Torrent. Let's just search. I think in any game, whenever we have Liu Bei as the player, we don't have the troop count, but we can always rely on our generals. And that's exactly what's happening here. I'm not in position yet. How about now? Turn ended before we were able to do it. Yeah, but looks great. Zhang Fei needs to get in position around this. Camp's not done yet, so we should be okay. They have a backup coming. Hoyin 3,000 is not going to really change anything. Liu Bei has got the capture and came back already. With almost 3,000 men, I can even ask Liu Bei to come out here and attack them. Join the fun. Bring like... bring some range damage? Yeah, sure. Why not? Ooh, can we fire attack them? This terrain looks pretty, percentage is all pretty low. He'll probably pick up some target along the way too. And then Zhang Fei's group. He can get here. We'll capture that back later. I think we need more intelligence stat to get the captures right. I think we're good. Before we do that... Yeah, I think we checked everyone out. We're good. Alright, please let me use this. I'll take charge right now. Give me an activation. There we go. Xiaohudun's done. Throwing blocks for Liu Bei, Guan Yu and Zhang Fei. We got a duel? Oh, we got trigger the Lone Horseman. One of his tactics. Huge damage. We have captured quite a few of the enemy generals. Should have done that last turn. He would have expanded back and grabbed some of the land. Let's see. Our prisoners. Torrent. Duan Wei. And should have one more. Yeah, Li Dian. They're not back yet because they're with the units. The units actually have to come home to bring them back in, you know, quote-unquote prison. But after we finish this group, they have... I mean... Sun Yu is sending in with just siege towers. He's going to get killed very easily. So I think what we want to do is we want both of you finish off the camp. And then these two finish him off. We'll capture back and then we'll see what we want to do with this. That's pretty much it. I think we're good. Are we short on supplies? I haven't been paying attention to supplies. Still 11k. We are fine. Furin's like, let's ask for supplies from our people so that they hate us. And then Mifang's like, let's ask our people for gold so they hate us. Now we're gonna win this. We don't need to do anything. They can't run away. They're gonna die immediately. We are good. I think we don't need to do anything there. Lots. I think we are happy to just search.
即刻出发！
I'm gonna save the abilities. Yep, Zhang Fei's gonna activate his. Running away. Xunyo's like, nope, something's wrong. They weren't able to walk up. Cao Cao wants to get some of his officers back. Oh, Tian Yu, who previously worked for us when we were in Pingyuan, definitely knows to send the right person, right? Someone with relationship to us. 6,000 gold to return 2 guys. Now, I don't think we're gonna, I mean, the benefit of bringing them back is that we can try to recruit them, right? We can basically ask them, do they want to work for us? Do they want to work for us? I don't think these two will say yes, right? So we might as well get the goodwill, take the gold. Sounds pretty good. And we improve our relationship a little bit. Just a little bit, though. Yeah, so we're still bleeding gold, but we got a good infusion. Now, because we have troops outside of our city, we're, you know, paying the supply depending on the distance away. Getting a good amount of troops. So I think this first wave, we have solved this first wave. So they cleared out the camp. We're gonna have Zhang Fei capture and then just come home. Guan Yu is going to and come home. Actually, I'm faster. I mean, it doesn't really help us. It just makes it worse for them, I guess. We can help paint some of the tiles back. Or else it's super slow. I mean, super slow because we appointed people who's not really good at conquering land. It's not going to matter because I think they're just going to send another army later once they recover. And then we'll have to fight and take over the tile again. So now is not the time for us to freak out about tiles not working out. Let's get the middle visit down. So we have report that he's back. And let's go meet him. Dragging our sworn brothers with us. And they're not happy about this yet again. And he's here. But unfortunately, it's Zhuge Liang's younger brother, Zhuge Jun. And this time we left a note. Alrighty, so with the second visit out of the way, I think we'll be ending our first episode here. We have beaten back the first wave. There are still a decent number of troops that can be summoned to attack us, but I think we are going to be okay for now. We're going to get a little greedy and take some of the nearby territories when we come back. And of course, very soon we'll have Zhuge Liang in our ranks. And with him as our warlord or visor, maybe we can set up some defenses and turn the tide here. But if we look at the historical event list after this group of events, mid-game ending, we're not doing that. There we go, in the right order. After our third visit is done, The next big one for us, this one doesn't really concern us, right? This is not really our deal. The splitting of the Jin province is what we're going to look for. Early July in 208, that's the final condition. Everything else is ready triggered. Basically the events of Liu Bei's death and who takes over where afterwards. And then naturally that flows into us trying to get an alliance with Sun Quan leading up to the Battle of Chibi. These are things we're going to try to trigger. And after the Battle of Chibi, the marriage that we want to do, Zhuge Liang basically getting Joey to die. But this is just a date event. Most of the trigger will happen. And failure with Pang Tong's recruitment. This is Meng, so this is Lu Meng's event. Eventually, we're going to get to Liu Bei enters Shu, right? That's kind of what we're headed towards. So a lot to look forward to in this campaign. And obviously we're going to continue to see if we can get the hang of the game, but I think we're doing all right. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you all next time. Bye!